I got my Walmart reading glasses on, paperwork full of subjects that I want to cover, and I think we're pretty much good to go. So it's going to be a little bit of Q&A, a little bit of an update, but all one simple video. No edits, no cuts, no music, just straight up. Shut up, Chrome. Let's talk. First thing on my agenda, Toronto, Ontario. I'm doing a meetup this Saturday, October 19th, I believe the date is. I will announce all the details, location, times, and everything on my Instagram, my Facebook, and the community tab here on YouTube the second I get everything put together today. But the meetup will be in Toronto this coming Saturday. So if you are driving from 10 hours away, you got lots of notice. Put your keys in your van, start your van or your Prius, whatever you're rolling in, and I will see you in Toronto this Saturday. Second thing on my update is, did you guys hear about the Jackery battery we're giving away? Oh, no you didn't! Wow, let me tell you. It was in yesterday's video. We're giving away a Jackery Explorer 500 battery on my Patreon. So that will be done this month. So if you haven't come on over to check out what we're doing over there on Patreon, now's the time to do it, because we giving away stuff, baby. Thank you, Jackery, for that, by the way. I messaged them. I'm like, hey, I want to give away a battery to people on my Patreon. And I thought for sure she was going to say, okay, here's one of the little 240s. But she's like, nah, forget the 240. We're going to send you a 500 to give away. I'm like, thank you. Perfect. So that's happening this month. So come on over to Patreon and join the madness over there and the family and the community, because there's some cool, the community over there is the funnest part. They're just some really rad, loving people. Friends of ours, Lawrence and Cecile, you've seen them in the video before, or you've heard me talk about them. Lawrence and the Butt Girl is what I usually refer to them as. Their van life journey is now over. They've been traveling across Canada in a converted E250 van, just like mine, but they're now back in the Vancouver area and just posted the van on Craigslist. So if anybody's looking at buying a pre-converted van, I will leave the link to their Craigslist ad in the description of this video, and I think they put a link to the van tour I did with them in their Craigslist thing. So if you're interested, you're in Vancouver and you're ready to buy right now, there could be a fun van for you to buy. All right, that's it for all the updates. Let's dive into some Q&As without making this video too long. So Chrome, don't talk so much. That's me talking to myself. All right, wasting time now, Chrome. Let's get into this. Let's start from the bottom of the second page. I literally have pages of questions, pages of them. So instead of going through and choosing ones for today, I just ripped 2 pages out of my book. I'm like, all right, let's just get into these ones. Have I ever thought about getting a drone? Yes, absolutely. Of course I have. I make videos for a living now. This is what I do for money. Of course, a drone is on my to-do list. But I just can't afford to throw down the $2,000 for a drone right now. And keep in mind, I live in Canada, and buying a proper drone is around $2,000 bucks. Plus, also the drone laws in Canada are different than they are in US and other countries. You actually have to get a drone license to fly a drone here. And I couldn't get away with the basic or beginner license or whatever it's called, because I will be flying around towns, people, cities, parks where there's other people around. So you need your pro or expert license or whatever it's called, which means I'd have to go to drone school. But yeah, it is on my list. Money's the only thing holding me back from that. But one day you may be seeing some drone footage on Chrome's channel. Next up, Chrome, is that your birth name? No, it's not. My birth name is Carrie, but I never really felt like I identified as Carrie. It never felt right to say, hi, my name is Carrie. And so I changed my name many, many years ago. My first name is now Chrome. It's on my birth certificate. It's on my driver's license. I just felt like I better identified with that. Plus, that was my DJ name for years and years, and everybody was calling me Chrome anyway, so changing it just kind of made sense. So there you go, Carrie. Don't ever call me Carrie. I'll block you right now. Just kidding. Have I ever thought about making bigger documentary style movies? Abso-freaking-lutely. I just made a post a little while ago on my Patreon about me seeking bigger things. But what's holding me back from those bigger videos is producing 7-day-a-week content here or 6-day-a-week content here. So when the time comes that I'm ready to start taking on these bigger video and editing projects, I will have to cut down on my YouTube videos. It's just, there's no way you could do 2 things at once. It's not possible. So on those times, I'll probably cut back to 3 days a week for a while until I get those projects done. But I would love to take on projects that are like 1 week of straight editing and like 1 week of straight filming, just to make them happen. So I'd be pretty pumped to take on some stuff like that. I do have pages of some really great ideas. So I have been thinking about bigger projects. So the answer to that one is yes. Skipping some of these. Do I use a sleeping bag? Nope. Have I ever used a sleeping bag? Nope. Okay, nobody asked that question. I just threw that in there. Yes, I have used a sleeping bag. Why did I lie about that one? I bought a Sub-Zero sleeping bag when I first moved into the van because I seen it on a video. Someone's like, you should have one. It gets cold in your van. A sleeping bag's a must. Sleeping bag is not a must. It's not. You know, I got one. It was good for minus 18 degrees Celsius, and I used it one night. It was hot. It was sweaty. Felt like I was stuck in a tube, and it wasn't a comfortable feeling for me. But I do know other van dwellers that swear by their sleeping bag. So it depends on who you are. You might be a sleeping bag person, or you might be like me and be like, oh, heck no. No way. So I actually ended up donating my sleeping bag to somebody who was sleeping in their car at the time. And, you know, winter was coming, it was getting cold. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Will this help you out? They're like, oh, absolutely. So I got the chance to donate the sleeping bag, which was pretty cool. All right. Do I ever get weird looks from people because I live in a van? Yeah, of course I do. You will too. It's just a part of van life. People are going to look at you funny. That doesn't mean everywhere. It just means if you're ever in a place and you're traveling and people aren't exposed to it, you're going to get that. Is that guy living in his van? It's going to be that weird situation. And a lot of times, that's not the stigma people ask about. People always say, oh, there's a stigma, people judging me. Don't jump the gun on that one quite yet. When someone walks by and gives you a funny look and keeps walking, don't jump the gun that they're judging you right away. They might be curious and not knowing how to handle that situation. I've had some people walk by my van, I turn over, and our eyes happen to catch contact, and they spin their head right away, like they'd never even seen me. Like, I didn't notice you just stared at me for a second. But they'd be walking, they'd be looking, the second I look over, they look away. It's because they're uncomfortable with the situation. You living in a vehicle is something that they've never seen, never experienced, never been around, let alone ever met somebody in that lifestyle. So that's like somebody running into somebody who's like very goth or rock and rollish with spikes all over them, spikes on their necks. Some people don't know how to handle those people because they've never had the experience with it. Well, the same thing goes with living a different lifestyle. Once you become a different person than that person's ever been surrounded by, they get uncomfortable by it. So now that's your chance and your shot to be that shining, smiling light that's like, oh, hi, good morning, and open a conversation. Whether they nod back and continue about their busy day, or they slow down and say, hi, good morning. Now's your chance. Now's your chance to show them friendly, awesome, loving, freedom lifestyle that we all live in, who you are. You know what I mean? Treat those scenarios as an opportunity to educate. Make sense? So if that stigma is out there, we're the ones that are going to be able to change it. Us. Not the news, who's shining lights on different sides of it. Us and your friendliness and your open doors and showing the world how pretty of a home you live in and how happy you are in your life, and you're just being free. You know what? That's why I leave my van doors open all the time, because it opens conversations. People walk by all the time and they always take a peek, and some people have the courage to stop and say, can I look in here? Do you live in here full time, like in the winter and the summer and the spring and the fall? I'm like, yeah. Those are opportunities for me that, so like if I'm ever feeling like I need a conversation, I'll park it right downtown in a big city and open my doors, sit on my doorwell here, leave my dog outside, and let the world come and say hi, because they will. If money wasn't an issue, what would I drive? Ooh. So right now, if money was not an issue, I would be buying the same van as I live in now. I would be buying the last year they made the Econoline 350 in a diesel, because they don't make these Econolines anymore that are the van ones. They make the cut, whatever they're called, the cutaways. They make the van, the chassis and the front, but the back of it's wide open so you can put a box truck on it. They don't make the van, the cargo van anymore, because now the Ford Transits have replaced what the Econolines used to be. So I would buy the last year they made the Ford E350 diesel van. Money's not an issue. It'd be shipped straight down to a four-wheel drive conversion company, jacked up, four-wheel drive out with all the bells and whistles, big chunky tires, the whole bit. Then it would go down to get a high top on it, and I would get the van conversion done on the inside. I'd be calling Andy and say, Andy, money's no object. Let's build a beast of a van. But yeah, that's what I would do right now, and it would be kitted out. Roof rack, lights, front aluminum bumper with a winch on it, and every outdoor accessory any man does not need, I would have it, even if I knew how to use it or not. That's what I would do right now if money was not an issue. If you would have asked me this when I started van life, I would have told you a four-wheel drive Sprinter because I like the look of them. But that would have been no research purchase, just because I just think they're badass. But right now, my other one would be buying a Promaster high top, extended, with the nice cool rims on it, big chunky tires, and ooh. The only reason why I say that is because I've met some new friends lately that have some pretty badass Promasters that changed my mind about Promasters, because I wasn't a fan until I seen theirs. I was like, oh, those are dope. So yeah, that's what I would drive. What am I missing here? Instead of going on for like ever and ever and ever and ever about these, let's end it with one more question here. My house battery. Why do I need both a deep cycle battery that charges off an alternator while I drive and a portable battery like my Jackeries? Why? Why do I have them both? What's the point? Okay, so let me break this down for you. I installed a deep cycle battery that runs off my battery isolator, so when I start my van, the alternator charges my deep cycle. I put that in my van. Then these guys messaged me and said, hey, look, we have a battery. You want to check it out? I'm like, sure. I checked it out. I loved it. And then they offered to start paying me on a monthly basis. This last year. I've been on contract with Jackery for the last year. But that's why I added this to my life. I wouldn't have gone on and purchased this myself because I don't know anything about this stuff. I hadn't seen this stuff before. So I got this. So do I need both? Are both of them necessary? Here's my opinion. This is not paid by Jackery right now. This is my personal opinion. Jackery wants to throw me more this month, they can. but this is not paid. Please, I just want to give you my dead opinion. I think adding a deep cycle battery, whether it be 105 amp hour or whatever it is, deep cycle battery, not a lithium, not a big expensive one, like mine's $200. Bought it at Canadian Tire here. I have a deep cycle battery that runs off of a smart battery isolator, which is connected to my main van battery. So when my van starts, it sends power back to charge my house. I think that is a dead mandatory must in your van. It's not for everybody, because some people don't want to run wires and do batteries and then have a place to put a battery. Then if you have to have that, you have to put a switch panel with switches to wire your lights up. It's an electrical install job. But I think every van needs to do that, because you're going to get more power bang for the buck than you are buying one of these. But if you're moving into a minivan, you don't want to fuss with any power, or you don't have the space for a big battery, or you're moving into a big van and you don't have very many power needs, this is an amazing option. I lived in my van for a better part of 6 months with just a little tiny 50 watt or whatever it was inverter that I plugged into my cigarette lighter that I charged my laptop from. It did me just fine. So having one of these to a small system like that is awesome. These things are amazing batteries. But my opinion now that I have this and a deep cycle, I think having the combo is amazing. Sorry, I'm moving around. I'm uncomfortable. I'm sitting on the floor here. I'm 15 minutes sitting on the floor, man. I'm like, all right, let's get this done. So do I think you guys need both? No. Do I think adding one of these to your van if you already have a deep cycle battery is going to come in handy? Heck yes. If you're an out of van kind of person like I am, where you're on the picnic table or camping or something and you want power at the hammock, heck yeah, this is a mandatory way to go. But that's why I have both. I think both are amazing options, but it depends. Do you want to do a fat electrical install or do you not? Or do you want to be like me, have an electrical install and have power when you're outside the van? So those battery things, people get so confused about stuff. Just do what feels right to you. You don't have to have big fancy cabinets installed. Do what I did for the first year. Plastic cabinets and rock those things and be proud of it. You don't need big battery banks. You can do something like this. It's simple and it's small and it's got a handle on it. It comes in handy. But keep your van builds simple. So I know we have a lot of new people on my channel, and I have some video stuff coming up soon about where this all started for me, for those of you who don't know. But please, I encourage you guys to go back and watch at least watch the first 20 videos on my channel. You'll get an idea on where my van life was gone, and maybe jump 50 videos deep in and see my van hadn't changed much since my first couple of videos. Keep it simple, man. Just get in your van, bare bones and basic, and go sleep in a sleeping bag on the floor and just get out and start exploring. Van life is a freaking blast. On that note, merch, guys. I keep forgetting to tell you guys about my shirts. Anyway, these are available. Links to all my merch stuff are down below. I got them priced reasonably. I suggest you guys go look and see what other YouTubers are charging for their t-shirts, and look what I'm charging. Come on, some people are being greedy about money, and then there's me. I only want to make a few bucks. I'm just stoked that you guys are wearing my merch. That's the fun part for me. But I've seen YouTubers selling their t-shirts for 35 bucks. I think mine are 19. I don't even know what mine are. I got them down as low as I can get them and still make a few dollars. So other YouTube channels, stop being so greedy. Just be pumped that people want to wear your stuff. All right, guys, before we let you guys go in this video, reminder, Toronto, this coming Saturday. Oh, so excited about that one. And I want to take an opportunity right now to thank everybody who watches my channel and these videos, and who are watching this part of the video right now. Because if you've made it through like just about 18 minutes into a yip yappy video with no editing, no music, no nothing, then you guys are true diehards. I just want to thank you guys for always watching my videos right to the end, because having higher watch time on my channel makes all the difference in the world when it comes to keeping us inside of that YouTube algorithm and growing and growing and growing. And if you're new around my channel, welcome to the freaking nut house, you guys. Thanks Mike Brown for saying that on Patreon. I love it. Welcome to the nut house. All right, you guys, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see some of you guys this coming Saturday in Toronto. We out. Oh, Cruz, hold on. You guys are in my drawer. Cruzy. Say bye, buddy. Say bye, bro. All right, see you soon.